Besigye's former green but now blue-eyed man, Erias Lukwago, who is a politician and a legal practitioner, has been cherished as a man who has stood firm in the storm to pursue justice for his right-hand man, Dr. Kizza Besigye. Besigye, who has been one of the most high-profile figures in Uganda, has been a seasoned court visitor at various judicial rankings. From being tried in lower courts of law through the military court-martial to the high courts, among others, Lukwago has kept his stand of pursuing law and good governance by defending Besigye. To lawyers, it is not an easy journey, but one that requires unique traits.
Obviously, along the way, you counter cases that elicit a lot of public attention. For example, cases involving politicians.
And directly or indirectly, I believe their appearance and continued harassment as they appeared at the court-martial had a direct effect on the early delivery of judgment by the Supreme Court.
The path of defending a client of high profile in nature, lawyers contend it is carrying a burden that is never to lift off, but requires persistent boldness, with at times coming with risks that do not spare your circles.
Of course, these are the politics around all the cases. All the politics. I one time handled a matter, the so-called Kawe suspects, many years ago. I think that was around 2017 in Nakawa, where I go to court, I applied for bail, the mandatory bail. It was granted, and the court was surrounded by security personnel who were not in uniform, followed up my clients, arrested them in Nakawa. Some of them were rearrested in Nakawa. But that did not stop me from continuing to represent them.
Given the composition and nature of such cases that are politically motivated, associated or interlinked, the defense lawyers such as Lukwago are often misunderstood.
Questions may be asked. You are representing these people who are charged with the treason. How did you come into contact with them? Maybe you are not just a lawyer.
Have in those very difficult times to find a means to outsmart the opposite side. You look at the application that they have put in court, a habeas corpus application. Ordinarily, a lawyer wouldn't think of such an application as appropriate at this time.
Politics and the law is at play. Now, as the lawyer, you must be able to know where you are leading, where your case is leading, and then the thereafter. Why? Because at the end of it all, the interests of the people you are representing.
Senior law don Professor Christopher Lukwago says handling such serious matters require rigorous stance and determination, both in practice and by training.
I would argue that in an environment where state machinery is heavily politicized and security forces have actually been used to target dissent, the position's ability in terms of safeguarding itself is inherently limited. Protection depends on a mix of resources.